I would then call to order our regular meeting and a meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside, Park County, Ocean State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, April 16th, 2026. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of meeting for publication to the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 2nd, 2026. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos?
Here.
Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Councilmember Toth?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here.
Thank you.
And let us all now rise together for a moment of silence to be followed by a Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda is a request for approval of the minutes, March 30th, 2026, a work session, March 30th, 2026, a regular meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second. Go ahead.
second by
I'll second.
Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Toth?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next, our request for approval of the special meeting minutes, the meeting of April 9th, 2026 special meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Toth,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Toth?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next on the agenda are ordinances. The first is first reading and introduction, ordinance 22620, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of Seaside Park so as to amend chapter 135 entitled Beaches. Any comments from council, this being first reading, or if not, a motion?
I'll make the motion then.
Motion by Councilmember Connor,
I'll second it.
second by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Toth?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next is first reading introduction ordinance 22621, amending the Borough Code of Borough of Seaside Park so as to amend chapter 390 entitled Solid Waste. Any questions, comments from council? If not, a motion for this being first reading.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President Wilk.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Toth. Roll call.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Toth?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next on the agenda are authorizations. And there are three, but now there are four rather. There's a fourth, or fifth rather. I'll read them in summary fashion. A is National MS Society Bike MS Coast to Coast, dated Saturday, May 5th, 2026, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Location Ocean Avenue, 14th Avenue Central. That approval, if granted, would be conditioned upon obtaining an Ocean County permit. The second is Dine on Us, Sergeant John Lyons Run to Remember, Sunday, May 31st, 2026, 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Location 24th Avenue, Roberts Avenue, Bayview Avenue, and Island Avenue. That too, if granted, would be conditioned upon their obtaining an Ocean County permit as well. The third is Seaside Park Yacht Club Family Fun Walk Run, date Sunday, June 28th, 2026, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Location Boardwalk, 13th Avenue to J Street, streets Bayview Ave, 3rd to 13th Avenue, and 13th Avenue to 5th Avenue. The fourth is This Is Yoga NJ Beach Yoga, Saturdays and Sundays, May 23rd, 2026 to September 6th, 2026, 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Location M Street, Ocean Beach. And the added use of facilities has been applied for by Claire Parker, Sophia Blanco, and that entails utilizing a portion of the beach area. And that is their names of the individual properties, but they are applying as Claire the Scare LLC short film production, Saturday, May 9th, Sunday, May 10th, 2026, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and on the beach in front of the home. And that, I understand, has the insurance certificate as well.
Mayor, I just pointed out to our clerk that the yoga only gave us a COI through June 1 of 26, as I saw. So they're supposed to go through September. We'll need a updated COI from June 1, 26 through September, I would say September 30, 26, because they're every month starting in May.
So if that fourth one were approved, that would need that added condition as well. Any other comments from council? Or if not, is there a motion?
I make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Councilmember Connor, and that would include the two reference conditions earlier noted for county permits needed, and now for the This Is Yoga, an updated certificate of insurance from June 1 to September 30th. So with that, a motion has been made, and a roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Two,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
And next are the payments of claims, 226-182, approving payment of the itemized claims as set forth on the check registry bill list for the time period March 31st, 2026 to April 16th, 2026. Any comments from council? If not, a motion?
I make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft,
Second.
second by Councilmember Condos. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Two,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Next are the resolutions. Item 10, I'll read in summary fashion. 226-183, appointing seasonal pump-out boat operators for the 226 summer season. 184, authorizing designated miscellaneous refund for farmers market fees. 185, appointing a full-time laborer for the Department, laborer one rather, for the Department of Public Works. 186, appointing seasonal laborers for the Department of Public Works. 187, authorizing the Public Works Supervisor to hire seasonal employees for the Department of Public Works. 188, appointing seasonal employees for the Department of Beach Control. 189, appointing seasonal employees for the Department of Beach Patrol. 190, authorizing T&M Associates to provide engineering services for the Boardwalk Reconstruction Project Phase 2, F Street to Allen Avenue. 191, authorizing Remington and Vernick engineers to provide engineering services for the reconstruction of parking lots 1, 2, and 3. 192, authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Berkeley Township, and I understand that there'll be an application to table that and not to include that in this particular group of resolutions. So, and 193, is authorization for the municipality to participate with the Borough of Seaside Heights and the Triborough First Aid Squad for a LEAP implementation grant specifically with respect to a new ambulance. Any comments from council on any resolutions?
Just one item, the LEAP implementation grant is, it's for $300,000, and it'll be, there's a component of it that I believe 25% of it would be provided by Seaside Park, Seaside Heights, and I don't know, maybe Berkeley.
Thank you, Bill. Any other comments from council? Hearing none, it's our practice to allow public comments on resolution. Though it's not required by law, we do allow comments on any specific resolutions. If there are any, if you could give your name and address into the record. Yes, Shirley?
Shirley Russell, 700 North Bayview Avenue. 193, the LEAP grant. I'm really confused on where we stand with Triborough, because I thought they put in a bid, they got it, because there's nobody else. So aren't they now like separate, and that's why we're paying them? Like if somebody else had put in a bid and they got it for our EMS, would we be buying them an ambulance? I don't understand how this whole thing is working. Because I thought they were now on their own, we pay them X amount of dollars, and they run. Why, I don't understand how we're involved in getting an ambulance. Could somebody please explain it? Anyone?
Well, I think the LEAP grant was, when this was being put together, it was a possibility of getting a grant so that they could get a new one. This is by Seaside Heights when they were putting together shared service. So that was included in what we had talked about.
Oh,
This
okay.
LEAP grant became available, so, and they could use a new ambulance, especially in our case, because now we're picking up, our south neighbors, so.
Yeah, I was just confused because like say we hired an outside firm.
No, you
to
got it
pick up
right.
garbage.
Yeah.
We wouldn't buy them a new garbage can. So I kind of, a new garbage truck, so I got confused on how, so it was in the agreement in the beginning.
It had been talked about, I don't know if it was formalized in the shared service, I think. I'm not sure.
It was when we proposed it. I don't know that it's in the agreement per se. But a
It was on the
LEAP
table.
grant is a considerable benefit for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's a lot of states.
$300,000 for the ambulance and related equipment. So
And
because
then-
we, each town pays roughly, 10-15% of that, a large amount. So it amounts to like less than 38,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other yes, Tom?
Tom Joseph, 704 South Bayview. I just wanted to follow up on that for a second. Let's say we go get this LEAP grant, and we get it. And so between us and Seaside Heights, we go spend that money, because I assume the money comes to us municipalities or the boroughs.
No, well, I believe it's Seaside Heights is doing all the paperwork.
Okay, so it comes to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they buy the ambulance. Who owns it? Is Triborough going to pay the rent for it? Are we going to turn around and give it to Triborough?
I don't know
I'm just
the
curious,
details.
who's going to end up with this ambulance? I've
It
no
may end
problem
up-
with them having a new ambulance to use. Not at all. I mean, I want them to have the best equipment possible,
I agree.
but if I need them,
But I
I
can't
want
answer
them to
the
be
question
perfect.
because I don't know.
But I'm just curious, if we're gonna go get a grant for $300,000, we in this case being the Heights, and they get an ambulance with it, who's gonna own it? And is there some way that reflects any future agreements or whatever?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I don't know the answer.
Any other comments? Tom?
Don Whiteman, 2000 Barnegat Avenue, Seaside Park. I have a question to ask you about this ambulance situation. Berkeley Township still owns Onapee State Park. They're responsible for giving Seaside Park money for the ambulance first aid since Triborough does go down Island Beach, and the same thing as the fire department. Has that been looked into? How has, you think Berkeley is going to be able to give us money here in Seaside Park since we are covering Berkeley Township?
And also Triborough provides services for the ambulance to Pelican Island,
Yeah.
which is one half of Berkeley Township.
Yes, so that's something else I think, Berkeley may not want to, but to me, they're supposed to do it. Thank you.
Any other comments, Chuck?
Chuck Appleby, 215 10th Avenue. A follow-up on that, my recommendation is that Berkeley should just give up Pelican Island and Island Beach State Park and be done with it, because we're gonna service that anyway. That's mine. But, regarding the pump out and all the salaries we have for the beach and stuff like that, what's the policy?
Resolutions.
We talking about the pump out boats?
The pump out boats, the people are
I mean,
hiring?
that comes from an Ocean County
Yeah,
grant.
I understand,
Okay.
but, the salary, but what's the policy on tips?
Policy on what?
Tips, gratuities. So my thing is, I understand that with pump out boats, it's common to get tips, so that's a big deal, right? Which is fine, I'm not knocking that. But as far as tips for the, like beach control and stuff like that, do we have a policy where they're allowed to have gratuities, like people give them money?
Who's tips for beach control? I don't find.
Well, I'm just asking, is there a policy?
No.
The policy is no tips.
Yeah, we can't, the mayor and council can't get involved with the tip
No.
issue. Absolutely not.
There's no tips.
No, we can do salaries, hourly, but we can't do tips.
I understand. Are the
There's
borough
no
employees,
ordinance.
as borough employees, allowed to accept tips? That's what I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
There's no ordinance against it,
Right, so,
that I know.
all I'm saying,
Go for it.
no,
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
thinking, you're
I
pushing to see if you should.
I just don't wanna see
You
tip
should
jars
tip
come on the
extra.
counter of the beach control.
Have there ever been a tip jar account?
There's
I've
never
seen
been.
one.
There's never been.
Chuck, come on, you're raising an issue that's not an
Well, I
issue.
know that some employees get tips.
Well, okay.
Chuck, for the last
No,
12
there's
years,
no
I
policy.
was in charge of the badge checkers, and there was never a tip jar on any of the files.
I can tell you, the only tips that I've gotten in 5 years working up there
Don't bet on horses.
was not monetary. There was a lot of verbal tips I got, but nothing monetary.
Not nice
I
to do that.
just didn't know what the.
Yeah, there is none.
There is
Yeah, no policy.
Okay.
Any other comments on resolutions? Hearing none, I'd close the public portion on resolutions, and I'd entertain first a motion to withdraw Resolution 226-192, which had been contemplated authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Berkeley Township.
I'll make the motion to withdraw 2026-192.
Motion by Councilmember Condos.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Connor. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Trapp?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Coe?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And next, I would entertain a motion as a consent agenda for all the other resolutions, 183 up to 193, with the exception of 192.
I'll make
which
the
has been- Motion by Councilmember Toth,
Second.
second by Councilmember Rotundo. Roll call.
Councilmember Toe?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Trapp?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And that concludes the written agenda. Anyone else from council at this juncture? Anything else to report? Yes.
Thank you.
Council President Wilk?
Board Health update, the project is now complete except for the railings on 3rd and 4th Avenue. There is a straight-up ramp on 4th Avenue. That ramp is for the TPW equipment and maintenance access. Bayview Avenue, there will be a small paving project between 13th and 14th Avenue to raise the elevation. This is a punch list item from the contractor that did the project from 8th or 14th Avenue last fall. Electric service, a new pole was installed near the Welcome to Seaside Park sign, and the electric service is being brought into the Park Central site. The electric service, we're just still waiting for JCP&L to hook up the one for the Welcome to Seaside Park sign. The other one will be hooked up also shortly. 8th Street and Bayview Avenue, we met last week with the Ocean County Engineering's office. There's going to be, they are going to be seeking a temporary DEP permit to place gabion baskets in the area of, in that area on 8th Street. Ocean area. The county began milling and paving operation on Ocean area between Island and 14th Avenue last week. The project is expected to be complete by the end of next week. The elementary school, work will begin soon to replace the roof on that school building. Public Works is working through incorporating South Seaside area into the garbage and cycling schedule. Projects that will begin in the fall. K Street, roadway improvement, contractor has been selected. The 14th Avenue pump out station bid should go out at the end of April or early May. Municipal parking lot reconstruction bid should go out by the end of April or early May. Internal projects, a gazebo will be repaired and placed on the I Street side of the marina. The pad is already, concrete pads waiting for that to be placed. DPW is very busy getting the beach and the town ready for the summer season. And we're still waiting for the new contract or any kind of contract for DPW that was, I believe, expired the end of December 2025. We reached out to multiple requests. We still have not received anything from them.
Thank you, Marty.
That's it.
Anything else from council?
Mayor,
Yes.
I have one thing. I just want to say, at our last meeting, we told everyone we were putting our municipal budget presentation on our YouTube channel, as opposed to doing the in-person presentation that we normally do here. As of today, there's been 114 views of that presentation, and 41% of those came from people who have never looked at our YouTube channel before, which means we're engaging with people that wouldn't typically come to a meeting or would even watch our council meeting. So I think it's had the desired effect to try and reach more people to get that information out.
Thank you.
How many comments have you gotten on the budget? One? You have one thing to add.
Yes.
The marina repairs are complete, and I guess it came in a little under, but the total cost for repairs was $41,280, which was a lot less than I thought it would be, given the state of all the pilings up in the air, and
It's not bad.
and the finger piers look like launch ramps.
Yeah, the ice and the cold did not help.
Mayor, just one more thing,
Yes.
piggybacking off of Marty's comment about the contracts. We've been really diligent, I think, as the personnel committee, to try to do these things in a very timely manner. You know, we are held in some cases by those that have their own union, like to bring to us what their requests are. So that's really what I think Marty was talking about there. But we also are working on, and hopefully we'll have our approvals back to Karen and then be able to bring to the full council a few more personnel contracts for our CFO and our deputy clerk. Those have been given to us as drafts, and we just have to get to review and approve those. And then on a more, I guess, social activities thing, just to bring up as a reminder, we are planning to do that tug of war, which we talked about, which is May 22nd. I know that the gentleman organizing that with us sent us, flyers, and I think they're ready to get that out. So that's kind of exciting. And then I don't know if Mike was going to share, but the environmental committee I attended yesterday, which I think it was just yesterday, right? Yeah, last night, yeah. And Mrs. Josephs has done a great job pulling together a program to do a Bay Beach cleanup, which we've never really done before. We always do Clean Ocean Action. And she did a great job pulling together flyers, working with the rec committee, and that's going to be on May 30th. So hopefully everybody will participate and help with the picking up the trash along the bayside, and that'll go the entire strip from the north end all the way down to our new neighborhood at the south end.
Very good.
Good, yeah.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have the police statistics for the month of March. Seaside Park Police Department handled 625 calls for service during March, 240 motor vehicle stops, 58 moving motor vehicle summons, 35 parking summons, 1 DWI. There was 1 traffic accident reported, no injuries, no hospital transport. There were no domestic violence incidents. There were 8 emergency first aid calls that were handled. There were 4 total arrests. Background investigations, there were 3 firearms background investigations, 10 employment background investigations were conducted. Employee training during the month of March, active shooter instructor school, Patrolman King. Internal affairs investigation, there were none in the month of March. Detective Bureau investigations, there was 1 unattended death, 1 criminal mischief. No use of force reports. The special event was the state assessment for reaccreditation. I think the chief can follow up with that.
Yeah, the state sends 2 people from different chiefs of police from throughout the state. We had one from Ocean Township, Fairtown, and one up in New Jersey. They came down, and basically they assess that we're meeting all policies and best practices. And it's every 3 years. This is for the reaccreditation. They go over our evidence, they go over our policies, they look at our cars, every aspect of police work, they go over it with a fine-tooth comb. I just talked to the chief from Ocean Township, and he said he found no problems. It gets submitted to the state, and we'll hear probably in June if the reaccreditation goes through. But everything looked good.
Thank you.
Mayor, I just wanted to announce everybody once again about, on May 16th, Saturday, May 16th, we're going to have our 2026 Armed Forces Day breakfast. This is in conjunction with the 250th anniversary of our country. It's going to be held at Triborough from 9 to 11. It's a breakfast buffet there, catered by Please Bar and Grill. It's $20 per head there. Tickets will not be sold at the door. There's a limited number of tickets. So I have flyers up here if anybody wants to grab one to see how you can get tickets to help participate in it. And also, this is parallels what we did for our 125th anniversary, that same breakfast that we had in Triborough, where we joined with an organization that sends toiletries and things to our service people overseas. When you buy the ticket, there's a listing on the back of the ticket of what you can donate, bring that day of the breakfast, or you can, if you can't attend that breakfast, we have a box up at Pearl Hall that you can put your items in there. It's toiletries, and a listing of those is also on our website, seasideparknj.org. You'll see that there also. So please feel free to help out our service people. And it's a nice event too. It's not just a breakfast. There's some other things that go on there as well. It's going to parallel, like I said, the 125th, and the 125th was a very touching event. So please feel free to help out and stop by then if you can. And I have, if anybody wants one. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, Joe?
One quick, just, to share that we had the Clean Ocean Action beach cleanup this past Saturday at the Second Ave, and it was well attended. It was a beautiful day. And despite the surrounding schools having spring break, we had a considerable amount of students from all over the area, so it was nice, and a lot of townspeople came out, so it was a beautiful day, and it was nice. Beaches were clean.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One item,
Yes, Bill?
Triborough Clam Bake is July 11th. So all your tickets, they're going fast, I understand. It also happens to be the same day as the townwide yard sale.
So sell some stuff and go get some.
Thanks, Bill.
And it'll include South Seaside, so it'll be a really big event.
Actually, that's true, because we do get a lot of people who will always ask about that from South Seaside Park, so now,
Spread the word.
spread the word. Sell some
What is it, $10, I think?
Yeah.
And that could, and that could be, that would go through the code office, so, how much that?
Very good. Thank you. Anything else from council? Hearing none, we'll go into the audience. If there are any public comments, if anyone has any, they can give their name and address into the record. Mr. Fulcomer?
Jim Fulcomer, 356 Roberts Avenue, Seaside Park. I would just like to thank Mayor Peterson for his role in annexing South Seaside Park and recognize him as the premier founding father and the first mayor of the greater Seaside Park.
Thank you, sir.
You're gonna need a new sash.
Yeah.
Grand poobah.
Any other public comment, John?
Don Whiteman, 2000 Barnegat Avenue, Seaside Park. What I'd like to do is, number one, I had numerous people come up to me and say, you know, Don, I can't believe how many police are down here in South Seaside Park. So I would like to thank you for the amount of officers that are down in South Seaside Park, because we see them a lot. And I know that was a big thing with some people in southern end of Seaside Park. You know, are the police going to be there, and how soon will it be for them to be there? So I want to thank, again, the mayor, council, and the police chief for doing that. I also would like to thank you for your decision about annexing South Seaside Park. I think it's the right move, right thing to do. I want to also just tell the council, because I've already told the mayor this, that Berkeley took everything. They took our benches, they took our picnic tables, they took everything. The only thing they didn't take was on 24th Avenue, a picnic table and 2 benches, because they're cemented into the cement and metal, but everything else is gone. And, you know, I know there's a little cooperation between the 2 towns. I don't see cooperation occurring here with Berkeley Township. So, again, just wanted to give you the heads up. Berkeley's not playing nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
And, yes, Shirley?
Shirley Cresswell, 700 North Bayview Avenue. Did you were supposed to meet with Berkeley, correct, John? Mayor?
Yes, our committee.
Buddha, whatever we
I'm getting a new slash for the next parade.
Father Peterson.
No, the committee met, and
Right.
we did, yes, this
Are you
last
allowed?
Monday at 10 a.m. 3-member committee of Seaside Park to meet with a 3-member committee of Berkeley Township.
Are you allowed to elaborate at all?
I can say that Seaside Park participated in good faith in the best interests of our town, and I could say in the best interests of both towns in the county, and no agreement was reached.
Well, that's a surprise. Okay, thank you very much. The Triborough building, who is in charge of now maintenance of that? Because you know, we always have a problem. Who is?
They are trying to,
So they have all the
they
repairs?
still own the building.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And they can repair everything themselves. Good,
Yes.
okay. Now, I know we are purchasing the school, and I know they're putting a new roof on it. Just throwing this out there. It would make sense, and I don't know what it's called, but I know they put a fake front up so that your roof then slopes instead of being flat. Because as most people know, flat roofs do end up leaking. But they have, and I've seen it done, it has probably some name, I'm doing the best I can, where you don't have to go up that high to get a slight slant. And I can't imagine if you run that across that it would be that much more, but it would be something to think about with the roof that's going to be done to maybe prevent further leakage in the roof. Just throwing that out there. And I know I brought this up before, a couple years ago. The building that has the beach control up on the boardwalk, it's a very blah building, and I've talked to Joe about this in the past. My idea was, and I know years ago when it was brought up, Eric said you can't paint on that, which I understand. But a lot of places now can put plywood, attach that to it. And I thought it would be nice if you could get the art department from Central to come up with some beach type of drawing to put up, just to snazz it up a little bit. And I know it would be a great project for the school to do, and I don't know who to throw it out to, so I'm throwing it out to you and maybe Joe, to discuss, maybe just get something up there, because a lot of the buildings that have paintings on them now really look nice. And I was thinking that might be an idea. And I think I had one more thing. Oh, yeah. And I don't know who to even throw this out, but the Votech school, I know we used them one other time for something. There is a culinary school that perhaps at one of our beach days or some day or something, maybe they could come over with some of their desserts or something that they make. Get them involved, because I know we did, and it's years ago. And I think it's in brick, but I'm not sure. But maybe we could reach out and use the VOTech school once in a while for projects in our town. And I know the building department, I think they helped with something too one time. So just kind of keep the VOTech in school, and maybe we can incorporate, especially the culinary, I'd like that, to do something maybe to help celebrate our 250. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thanks, Shirley. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Yes?
Yeah, just a couple things. Don't need it. Kathy Fulcomer, 356 Roberts Avenue, Seaside Park. I just want to thank you all so much. We're all very happy there. We got smiles on our faces a lot in South Seaside Park. And when I'm sitting here listening to your council meeting, the most wonderful thing right now is to listen to discussions after all the meetings that we went to in Berkeley, and to hear people talk about local things that for us are local instead of things that were very far away from us. So it's a wonderful thing to hear, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm going around the borough, and people come up and they're kind and they're welcoming. Occasionally here somebody will say, oh, nice that we're all joined together. So I want to thank you all so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome. Any other public comments? Hearing none, I would close the public portion, and unless there's anything further from council, entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion there.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft.
Second?
Second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft,
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda,
Yes.
Councilmember Condos,
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Toth,
Yes.
Council President Wilk.
Yes.
Motion approved.